Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Race to Zero, Be a Hero postcard brought to you by WWF-Việt Nam, Vietnam Coalitions for Climate Action with the support of Epson Vietnam. This podcast will provide you with useful information to guide your business on your journey towards net zero. Throughout this podcast series, we expect to inspire and encourage the business community to join hands to protect the environment, respond to climate change, move towards a low-carbon future, and fulfill Vietnam's commitments to net zero emissions by 2050. Climate change is the defining issue of our time and is happening at an alarming speed due to human activities. Changes in the climate system are far beyond a few degrees Celsius rising temperature or some precipitations fluctuation. They are attributed to the more frequent and intensify of extreme events, the collapse of ecosystems, the increasing spread of certain diseases, causing devastating and irreversible impacts on the life of all living creatures on Earth. The fact is that no one is safe from the consequences of climate change, and the private sector, one of the major contributors of GHG emissions, is no exception. Productions disruptions, lower productivities, personnel shortage, infrastructure damage are all pronounced impacts of climate change on businesses. Being aware of this, the transition to a net zero economy and green production is happening busily within the business communities all over the world. To represent voice of the businesses, in the second episode of the Race to Zero, Be a Hero postcards, we welcome on the stage today a distinguished guest speaker, Mr. Daisuke Hori, General Director, Epson Vietnam, being the global technology leader and the proactive corporation that has made clear commitments and taken drastic climate actions on its journey towards sustainable development. Epson will share their business practices and useful advice for local companies to drive this transition toward environmental-friendly daily operations. Please welcome.
Xin cảm ơn. Xin chào các bạn. Tôi tên là Daisuke Hori. I'm a General Director at Epson Vietnam. It's a pleasure for me to be here today and discuss a matter that we are so passionate, the topic about climate change and sustainability development. I really hope through this podcast, the information can be useful to everybody. I also hope to raise an awareness in protecting the earth and preserving it for next generations.
Well, first of all, we would like to say thank you that you save your time for us today. As far as I'm concerned, that Epson has taken drastic action to reduce greenhouse gas emission in your operations and production activities and across your value chains and set greatly ambitious targets to mitigate climate change, which is absolutely not an easy pay. So my first question is, when did Epson start to integrate sustainability and climate targets in your business strategy? And so on, what your motivate or inspired you in the first place to do that?
Okay. We realize the importance of sustainable development in preserving and creating a better earth for future generations. Sustainability for us is at the core of everything we do. Climate actions are one of the steps we take in order to achieve our sustainability goals. We are always looking to make an impact through our value chain and production that enrich the communities we operate in, and our innovative solutions that drive our customers' businesses forward. We have taken actions for the climate and the environment ever since 1993 up till now. A couple of milestones include the eliminations of specific CFCs from all cleaning processes worldwide in 1993. Epson was given the Best of the Best Stratospheric Ozone Protection Award by US EPA in 1997. Fast forward to recently, in 2021, we received 4 awards for climate change, water security, as well as sustainability given by EcoVadis, S&P Global, Forbes, and SDA A-List. In 2022, we also received an award from Data Master Lab. Those were a few milestones to date that we are very proud of.
Well, thank you very much for your sharing, and I can see that Epson has gone a long way towards the past with memorable milestone. So you can elaborate more on what you have done and what the Epson will do in the future to realize our low carbon vision.
Okay, our core value in sustainability is delivered throughout our product service and practice. First, through our products, each of our products brings unique and advanced technology that benefits sustainability. For example, our small printers powered by heat-free technology that were assembled in Philippines are made using 100% renewable energy. Another example is the business inkjet printers that have up to 85% less power consumption, 85% less carbon emissions, 59% fewer replacement parts compared to conventional laser printers. A lot more benefits featured in our other products as well. Second, we are looking to apply a circular economy mindset to our businesses by refurbishing and repurposing products, putting into place sustainable procurement policies and practices across our supply chain, and establishing eco-friendly practices in office. Third, we seek to become a net zero business, meaning we will set a target in increasing the number of customers using drop shipment, which means directly delivering to the products with the shortest distance, which creates a more sustainable solution and raising public awareness on carbon emission reduction through our ongoing communications campaigns. Finally, we look forward to increasing the external impacts through partnership. This podcast, partnering with the WWF, is one of those initiatives to create awareness and actions. To specify our targets of GHG reduction, we have set targets for reducing direct emissions associated with their business activities, such as emissions from the use of fuels and from purchased energy, by 34%. And reduce indirect GHG emissions of the entire value chain by 44% by year 2025.
I'm greatly impressed by your efforts and achievements so far in greening your business and also your concrete targets for the future. And as I know that based on Decree number 6, 2022 and DCP providing regulations on reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and protections of the ozone layer, and the recently approved National Climate Change Strategy from this year, 2022, all establishments that annually emits 3,000 tons of CO2 equivalent or more must carry out GHG inventory and GHG emission reduction. So I think your direction is very aligned with the Vietnamese government strategy. However, this can be a big obstacle for Vietnamese company. So my next question to you is that could you please share your lessons learned so far in your implementation project to achieve sustainable development and reduce GHG emissions for local companies?
Okay, well, of course, it's not really an easy path, and I think it's very critical that, how to say, we need to communicate the importance of this action to our own employees. If you don't change anything, like Mother Earth cannot sustain for a long time. So we can include some kind of activities to convince our internal people first. Also, we need to let our market understand the value of our eco-friendly products or services and what we want to achieve as a brand. It's not easy as we need to communicate it more than just the product spec or prices. So it's important to work with NGOs such as WWF to achieve greater impact in our communication to the market and society.
Indeed, this is not an easy path at all, but it is a must for mitigate climate change, achieve sustainability, and jointly contribute to the highest goal of net zero by 2050 of the government. However, I think that besides complying with this policy regulation, going green and reducing footprint on the environment also offer companies valuable opportunities, right? So could you please share with us your opinions?
Yes, absolutely. Besides the noble purpose of, let's say, fighting against, the climate change, the most important thing is that we need to do it for our own sake. Firstly, green business will benefit from enhancing brand reputation. the fact that consumers nowadays have a greater awareness of the environment and environmentally friendly conduct and ethical consumption have become an undeniable trend. Only enterprises that pursuing sustainability could stay in the heart of the customers. Secondly, they can secure investor confidence. By saying this, I want to echo the fact that investors are increasingly taking interest in businesses' environmental policies as they look to show up their investments for the future. The third benefit for green business is their ability to develop resilience against regulations. As you all know, the governments of many countries, including Vietnam, are making efforts to implement the Paris Agreement. Therefore, as a business in the market, we are expected to see more regulation to curb emissions-intensive activities. Another benefit can be named research and development and innovation promotion. Obviously, companies that are aligning their strategies with the low-carbon economy are opening themselves up to a world of opportunity. Green businesses also means bottom-line savings. I'd like to elaborate more on this. By setting low-carbon targets, companies are ensuring their operations remain lean and efficient. With that said, they certainly are building resilience against a future where resources will become increasingly scarce and expensive. And last but not least, any company that holds a low-carbon vision is creating a competitive edge. Thanks to strengthened investor confidence, reduced uncertainty, increased innovation, and improved profitability, those companies are the ones who will succeed in the low-carbon economy.
Thanks, Mr. Hori, for your valuable insights. Now it is clear to me that beside the challenges that they bring, GHG emissions reductions and green development pathway will also offer businesses huge opportunities, from enhancing brand reputation, securing investor confidence, developing resilience against regulation, promoting R&D and innovation, to paving bottom-line saving, and to creating a competitive edge. And this can be great motivation for the private sectors to transform their business to net zero emissions. So now get back to Epson's story. I bet that our audience would also love to take a deeper look into Epson's ongoing initiative to further reduce your emission in production and operation activity. So please, could you share with us?
Yes, we actually implemented several initiatives in efforts to reducing total emissions. First is decarbonization. We reduce our footprint across operations and through conservation partnerships. Second, closed resource loop, which means we refurbish products, reuse and recycle materials. Third, customer environmental impact mitigation through sustainable product development. And fourth, we focus on the development of environmental technology and collaborate to produce eco-friendly materials.
Well, I see a lot of things are going on, and surely a lot more to come in the future from Epson. And another question just pops up in my mind, that Epson has offices and customers and suppliers from all over the world, right? So it's no doubt that logistic and freight transportation and also among the key issues that you need to tackle when it's come to greening your business and moving towards net zero. What have you done to minimize emissions from the transportation activities?
Yes, we have manufacturing sites and sales centers in all parts of the world, and environmentally conscious transport is our important consideration. So let me just give you one example. And actually, our main product is printers, and one of the core technologies is a print head. We produce our high-end print head in Japan. So what we're doing is we manufacture print head and then ship out to other countries like Indonesia to assemble into a printer. Previously, we produce a print head in a factory in Japan, which is located in northwest of Japan. From there, we bring these print heads to Tokyo Airport, which is 500 kilometers. It's pretty far away. And then those products are shipped out to Indonesia. So after this practice, we review it, and we found that, oh, there is actually a seaport, local seaport near the facility. So then, what we try to do is we work with the local government to enable the shipment of these printheads directly from this local Japanese port to Jakarta. So that means we're actually shifting from like air freight to ocean freight. But in order to do that, we have to, let's say, overcome certain issues, which is whether a printhead can actually endure the high temperature and high moisture situation in an ocean shipment. And actually, we proved that our quality is actually good enough to, let's say, stand for that. So after we checked those things, we started all the, transportation from air shipment to, this ocean shipment. By doing this, we were able to optimize the shipment in terms of cost and also environmental burdens.
Wow, by listening to Epson's real life story, I must say that I will become the top fan of your company. As part of the greening of the supply chain strategies, Epson's redesigned distribution routes and change printhead shipping. What are the CO2 reductions due to changing the shipper methods in terms of TCO2 units?
Okay, a calculation of CO2 emissions from shipping a 20-foot container from this plant to Indonesian capital, Jakarta, shows that after switching to ocean freight, the CO2 emission dropped down to 89%. And we expect to increase exports of printheads to printer production sites such as Indonesia and Philippines. So going forward, we hope to further reduce our environmental footprint and help boost the local economic development as well. So, and we also simplifying our packagings and doing many other things to, let's say, further reduce the emissions.
Well, thank you very much for your spending time with us today. And before saying farewell, I would like to give you a very last question. If you could share one message to Vietnamese enterprise that consider a green pathway like Epson, what would it be?
Yes, I believe that Vietnam is a young country, and we all see a trend from fast fashion to sustainable fashion. And I see a lot of people carrying the eco bag, own bottles, and I also see a lot of vegan restaurants in a town. So I believe that a lot of young generation people are very environmentally conscious and very flexible in adopting new things. So I believe there are a lot of possibilities to introduce eco-friendly products and services to those young generation customers and eventually to other countries as well. So let's work together for a greener future of Vietnam.
Thank you for your sharing, and once again we would like to extend a big thank to our distinguished guest, Mr. Daisuke Hori, General Director Epson Vietnam, for his time. And I hope that Epson's story on the way to reduce their carbon footprint with a lot of practical lessons learned and useful insight can help to guide or inspire you and your business to make positive changes and impart on lessening your impact on the environment. You have just watched the Race to Zero, Be a Hero postcard, brought to you by the WWF-Việt the Vietnam Coalition for Climate Actions, with the support of Epson Vietnam. This podcast, throughout 8 episodes, won't be a companion in your business journey towards net zero. Let's stay tuned with us by following WWF Vietnam Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify channel and get inspired. Goodbye for now and see you in the upcoming Race to Zero, Be a Hero episode. Bye!
Thank you. Goodbye.